Okay, so this is a prescription bottle, the prescription label. On the bottom, there's an auxiliary label. We're going to start doing some labs. So I've had a problem with the computers, and today they came during 4th hour and fixed it. So now we are able, and we're going to start having some labs and teaching you how to put stuff in the computer and what it's supposed to look like, and I'm really excited about it.
If we can log on.
When will we start that?
Yeah. Alright, so the vial, that's a vial. The lid is called an...
I wasn't doing that correctly.
Alright, it's called an enclosure, a lid. We're going to start learning the abbreviations. For example, 1QD. What does that mean? That says one every day. And so you guys are going to have to start learning those. And then on our med quizzes, there will be some of these abbreviations for every test. We're not going to start today, but alright, so that's a prescription label on a vial, and the bottom has an auxiliary label, and that's got the last minute key things. Take with food, and it usually has a picture for the rectum, for the vagina. Do not operate machinery while taking.
Red means rectal. Blue means oral.
What?
Like on a thermometer, red means rectal and blue means oral. And green is axillary.
Okay. We looked at a prescription label yesterday, and we looked at all the different parts and pieces.
Yep, because the quantity wasn't there.
That's right. There's no quantity. So it's wrong. There is no G. I was going to say, did we just miss it? There is no G.
It's like a Where's Waldo.
Yep. And anyway. Alright, for controlled substances, that we've already talked about, but you guys already know it's that they have a potential to be abused. There are 5 groups or schedules, and you guys already have learned that and memorized that. Right?
Actually, you're in front of the thing.
Yes.
I know, that was
You
my
know
intention.
that the DEA is the one that registers and keeps track of controlled medication substances, right?
Because after the 5 schedules, or isn't it prescription, and then behind the counter, and then over the counter.
Very good. Perfect. One person's paying attention, got that memorized. Be aware there might be a pop quiz anytime.
What'd she say?
What did she say?
Uh-huh.
I'm just getting ready to take notes.
After the 5 schedules, there's prescription drugs, because those are the
I already knew
6
that.
types, and then the behind the counter, and then over the counter.
That's right.
So there's really 8 schedules instead of.
All right. Each pharmacy has to have their own DEA number. Each person that writes a controlled substance prescription has their own DEA number. So you have to register that, and then sometimes you can have the registration last a year, sometimes it's up to 3 years anyway. But you guys have to know that every person that prescribes a medication has their own DEA number. They're kept track of who's writing a lot of this one, who's writing a lot of that.
So like we'll have our own DEA number?
No, not a pharmacy.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
A pharmacy and the prescriber have their own. Some state laws are more stringent than federal. If there is a federal law that says something and a state law that says something and they're different, you have to follow the one that's more stringent. Okay, you've got to know that. That's huge. That will be on the test. That'll be on your certification test.
What does that mean? Like,
okay, let's say that the federal law, because the federal means it's over all the nation, all 50 states. States just means it's over one state. So let's say that Missouri says you have to have a prescription for 2 days before you go to the pharmacy and get it. I know we're making it up, but I don't want you to really believe this. That's why I'm making it up. All right, and then the federal law says you have to wait 1 day. So which one is more stringent? The one that says you have to hold on to it for 2 days.
Okay, so
Alright.
the one with like the kind of like the
Yeah,
the
strict.
the more punishable.
Yeah, the more.
Hand me that bottle.
Yes. Good word.
Just think of
The
negative,
bigger one.
the most negative you go with.
Yeah, you've
I'm gonna
got
fix
to know that. All right.
Ditto.
Oh, there it is. The most stringent of the laws will be followed. If federal law is more stringent, if state law is more stringent or strict. Very good word.
Oh,
What? What?
I'm sore.
That's sad.
Look at the camera.
Well, it won't be up, like it can't, if it's down here and you sit down, it don't,
Hey, that's great. I thought she said something like, oh,
I did.
why?
Because I put my leg up and I'm sore, so I can't move.
Okay.
That was a weird sound, though. I hope I did not sound like that.
Probably good.
All right, guys. The DEA is the one that issues licenses. Medical practitioners or doctors are the ones that prescriptions. They're allowed to write prescriptions for scheduled medications. How many schedules are there?
8.
No, there are 5.
oh,
There's
I see
8
it
if you put them all together.
There are, but you have to know 5.
Well, I know that.
Is this gonna get funner? I'm just wondering. I'm being
Pharmacies
honest.
order medications from wholesalers, and those are also from, the controls are also ordered from them. Distributors distribute the controlled substances, and there are inspections. Pharmacies get inspected too. They also track the narcotics.
Never mind.
So some DEA regulations. Manufacturers have to label them with the C, which we've looked at today. Why did we not look at any that said C1?
Because they're on the C1 in the pharmacy.
Why not?
Because they are
That's
Legal.
right. So you have to keep the records on all Schedule 2 medications for 7 years. Brenda, give me an example of a Schedule 2.
What was that? I don't know.
Oxycodone.
Got it.
Brenda and Megan, I'm going to separate you guys if you can't pay attention.
Okay.
Oxycodone, yes. What's another one?
Hydrocodone.
Hydrocodone. Is that a 2?
That's a schedule 3.
That's a 3. Why is it 3 and oxy's a
Because
2?
they're not as high potential for abuse.
Oxycodone is kind of like a morphine, and hydrocodone is not really. It's like pain
Alright,
relief.
what's one of the others? It says others, 2 years. What does that mean?
Like,
You
don't
record
you-
like Schedule 3, Schedule 4, and Schedule 5.
That's right.
2 years.
Storage. Now here it is again. Schedule 2 has to be kept separate, locked, and there has to be a tamper-proof cabinet secured to the floor or wall.
So like if someone tried to tamper to get into it, it would like just lock itself, and you couldn't get into it no matter what.
So, that's why I have our 2s separate from the rest. Eventually, I'll get it a little more, it's not just going to be in a box, but I'll have some kind of a something. Alright, storage. Oh, we already said that. 3s, 4s, and 5s can be stored on their other on the shelves with all the other prescriptions. Just like they are now, right?
Yep.
Yes. So I think it was really good for you guys to do this and see this. I know it took a lot of time, but hopefully it'll help you for the test. You could actually think about where it is. Alright? Keeping it separate.
I wish we could actually like set up like back there and have more shelves so we could actually have like over-the-counter drugs on those.
That's
And-
over there. Right now, I've got them together because I don't have a place to put them separate, but I've got over-the-counter and liquids in the same thing. Eventually, they will be separate, but you're right.
You
And
can
I'm not
actually
going to
set
have
up
a
one.
lot of over-the-counter things, but I'm going to have what I've got. I mean, anytime you guys have something, Band-Aids, I'll take the empty box. Whatever you've got and you guys run out of, you're taking a box or a bottle of Tylenol, bring me in your empty bottle.
I can bring you in my allergy medication. I have like 15 million different bottles.
Well, 5 would probably be good. All right.
Miss Holt, I can't help it.
Why?
Because I'm warm.
Take notes.
I'll try.
I'm sorry you're bored, but that's too bad, okay?
Can we take a break?
Not right now.
I want this paper.
Prescriptions for Schedule 2 have to be hand-signed by the doctor. That's important. This is something that you're going to have to know. This stuff, it may be boring. It's not, I'm not having you learn the dates of stuff, but these things about being hand-signed,
Will actually use.
yes.
Some people may, if they're going into pharmacy.
Well, if you're not, you didn't have to take the class.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I mean, like for schedule, isn't all of the schedules except for of course Schedule 1, you have to have a doctor's signature.
You have to have a doctor, the prescriber's signature on any and every medication
So
prescription.
why does it say only Schedule 2?
It
Because
has to be handwritten. It can be electronically signed.
well, I've always seen like my doctor when he started giving me medications for like whenever I hurt myself or whatever, he would always sign it. And
A lot of times you can print
really
them
did.
on the
Or
computer,
fax
but then they'll still hand sign them all.
Mhm.
But that you can, some, how about the ones that get faxed?
Yeah, I was just thinking about that.
You cannot fax a C2 medication. You guys know that, right?
Does the doctor have to take it to them directly,
No,
or
the
he gives it to you?
patient.
Yeah.
Remember, the patient has to have a new prescription every time. There are no refills. Part of that's because it's a hand prescription. You can't fax it. If you could fax it, then anybody could copy it and make it.
Yeah, my stepdad, he had to go get Xanax. It was like yesterday. And he actually had, like, he had to get Xanax and some.
That's what should be on the back of our shirt.
Our name
should be like that. That'd be cool.
I can't remember what
I
they're
gave
called.
up on them, so if anybody else wants to
Antibiotics. And they faxed the antibiotics, but he actually had to go to his doctor and get a signed thing, prescription for it.
Is Xanax a C2?
No.
No.
But
C3?
he had his doctor that knew him. But
Very restricted, you're right. All right. So if you have an emergency situation, the doctor does not have to hand sign it. A doctor can actually call it in, but it can only be a 3-day supply, 72-hour supply, and that's what's considered an emergency supply. The doctor would then have to get a hold of the pharmacy. They'd have to have a handwritten and signed prescription.
So like if the doctor is going to be out for like, say they're just out for that day or whatever, they can call in and say,
Like a hospital. The doctor's out, the patient's in extreme pain, and they're used to seeing this one doctor. Any doctor won't do. Then the doctor can call and say, hey, I'll have it there tomorrow, give him some, and I'll, you know. All right, so you guys need to know the DEA Form 222. It's used to order C1s and C2s, and not in the state of Missouri for a C1, but they have to be signed by a registered person. There are 3 copies. Blue is kept by the supplier, the pharmacy. The green, is that say green?
Yeah.
Green is sent in. The pharmacy has to send it in to the DEA, and is that brown?
Yeah.
Brown is given back to the patient.
Can you not see from
I think it's hard to read from here, yes. They have to be kept in a separate file. Even the invoices for C2s have to be kept separate from the rest of them. You've got to have easy, the reason for this is it's got to be easily to go to and find it. You can't be, if you put them with the rest of them, they can get lost.
So pretty much all C2 anything has
Yes.
to be separated from this.
That's right.
Like you can have the patient's original records from other medications, but if they have to take a C2, that has to be completely separated.
Every prescription is kept and filed.
So you'll have, if you have to take a C2 and say you take a C3 or a C4, you have to have the C2 separated from the C3 and C4.
That's right.
Okay.
The prescriptions at the pharmacy. So at the end of at the pharmacy, somebody drops off a prescription for OxyContin.
Nothing.
Jessica called me a sicko. Cause I burped. That's what you heard.
We'll take a break. Be back at 2.